Hello everyone, Mr. Vance here. We are now going to be looking at the final chapter, the final section, I should say, of our Block 2, which is about slope and finding slopes from graphs and in other different ways. So in the last section, we learned how to find slope by looking at a graph. So like if I were to, we called it the slope triangle a lot of times. You might take a point and then you might go up and then over, rise and run as we'd call it. And you go, okay, well I went up one space here and then over two, and you'd find your slope from there. But now the final way we can do this is by just being given coordinate points, just points on a graph. And we can then calculate slope by just using those coordinates. And here is our formula for that. It is this big thing right here, m. And if you remember, m is the letter we use for slope. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2. Oh, there's a minus missing there, minus x1, right? It's just the same, y2 minus y1 on top, x2 minus x1 on bottom. And you might be going, okay, what the heck are y2 and y1 and x2 and x1? So here is how we are going to find that. So I'm going to use two colors here, and we're going to choose 2 points, 2 coordinates, right? So let's say I choose coordinate 1. I'm going to use green. Let's go ahead and do right here. And we don't need to name the coordinates. They can just be a point. But this is going to be coordinate 1. So we'll put 1. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. There we go, a little bit more manageable. And I might even just call it point A. Again, that's up to you. You can name it whatever you want. You could call it point banana. It doesn't matter, as long as point 1 is equal to the coordinates that is right there. Bold as well. And let's go ahead and choose a second point. Again, we are choosing points that are nice and neat on coordinates. We don't want to deal with halfway coordinates. We could, but that's not in our interest right now. When we have these nice neat ones we can choose. So coordinate 2, let's just choose this spot right here. And we will call it coordinate 2. Or maybe I'll also call it B. Just another name for it to help me differentiate it. So let's go ahead and then take our numbers that we have here. I'm going to use the brush. It is Microsoft Paint, so it's going to be messy. So bear with me here. The coordinates for point 2, if I wanted to type them out, we'll start with point 1, which is our green one. 1, or A, the coordinates are an x of 1 and a y of 3, right? X is 1, y is 3. Simple. Point 2, or B, if we want to call it that, we see we have an x of 3 and a y of 4. So now we have 2 sets of coordinates. Make that a little bit bigger. Okay. So then now what we can do, right, if we have these 2 sets, is we can plug them into our equation that we just made. So right up here, I'm going to go our y2 and our y1, our y2, right? We did the blue, and that is 4. Then we are subtracting our y1, which is 3. We'll put that in green to make it clear. It's y2 minus y1. And then on our bottom, our x coordinate for point 2 is 3. we're subtracting x1, and that is 1, right? So we should be able to have direct one-to-one correlations between everything, right? y2 is the y coordinate for point number 2. Or sorry, that would be y1. So y2 minus y1, right? You see those? x2 and x1. Okay? And now we just do the math. So 4 minus 3, we're going to put these now over here on our side 1. 4 minus 3 is just going to be 1. And then on the bottom, 3 minus 1, oops, is 2. Try and get that a little bit neater. There we go. And voila. This is the simplest form it can be in, is just 1/2, right? Sometimes you might get 3 over 2. Or maybe you get something like 4 over 2, which would simplify to just 2. But this is it. This is our final solution. And so we would just write m equals 1/2. Or you could do it kind of the nice way and do 1, 2, you know, with that line. It doesn't matter. As long as it's very clear that it is 1/2. Okay? Now, of course, we had this graph here this whole time to see it visually. But again, like I said, you can do it with just points, right? So you're going to be given problems that are going to be... Sorry, let me just get this out of the way. You might be given a problem that's just coordinates. So, for example, you might see, find the slope of a line that passes through the points. We'll do 0, 5, and 2, 1. Okay? Let me put these all nice and neat down here. Okay? You should be able to now do these on your own if you just use our handy dandy new formula. y2, we'll do, hold on, minus y. I have a weird way of doing it here. The y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is m we're solving for. And if I just do this, and I'll just draw us a little y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Okay, so once again, there's your formula. You have a point. We'll call this the second point, and this is the first point, whatever you want to call them. Go ahead and do it. Now, you also might you also might wonder, does the second number I have, the second coordinate, have to be y2, or the point number 2, I should say? And you should find out for yourself. It's not going to matter, but you should try switching them around and making the other one 2 and the other one 0.1 and see what happens. All right. But go ahead and do this on your own. See if you can do it. I'll put the answer in the description just so that you can check on it if you need to. Okay. Best of luck. Take care, and I will see you later.